Child of destiny. What you do daily is more powerful than what you do occasionally. Tiny decisions, repeated, become life-defining habits. The future is not destroyed by one big mistake, but by many small compromises. The danger is not in the size of the decision. It's in its consistency. One small decision. To delay instead of act. To stay silent instead of speak. To scroll instead of study. To quit early instead of endure. Doesn't hurt today. But over time, it reprograms who you become. Small decisions. Decide your discipline. Decide your direction. Decide your destiny. You don't wake up successful or ruined. You arrive there gradually. That's why it's dangerous. Because it feels insignificant until it becomes irreversible. Your life is not built by big moments, but by small choices repeated faithfully. In today's video, I will share with you the dangerous power of small decisions. Nobody wakes up one day and says, "I want to ruin my life." Nobody wakes up and says, "I want to be average. I want to be broke. I want to be weak. I want to be addicted. I want to be empty." No. Nobody. People wake up and make small decisions that slowly vote against the future they say they want. You don't lose your purpose in one day. You drift. You don't lose discipline in one day. You relax. You don't lose your fire in one day. You neglect it. One alarm you don't wake up to. One prayer you skip. One book you don't read. One workout you postpone. One apology you don't make. One hard conversation you avoid. One boundary you refuse to set. And suddenly your life is out of alignment and you're wondering, how did I get here? Let me tell you something that should shake you to your bones. Your life right now is not a mystery. It is a receipt. It is the accumulation of small decisions repeated daily. You are not confused, you are consistent. You are not unlucky, you are habitual. You are not stuck, you are comfortable. And comfort is the most dangerous enemy of destiny because it does not attack you, it sedates you. It rocks you to sleep while your calling is bleeding out in the next room. Small decisions are dangerous because they don't look dangerous. Skipping one day looks harmless. Eating junk one time looks harmless. Procrastinating one task looks harmless. Staying silent when you should speak looks harmless. But small decisions are seeds, and seeds don't shout, they grow. And one day you wake up under a tree you don't like, eating fruit you didn't plan for, and you're blaming God for a seed you planted yourself. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Not big sowing only. Small sowing. Daily sowing. Hidden sowing. Private sowing. Hear this. Direction is more important than speed. You don't need a breakthrough if you're moving in the wrong direction. You don't need motivation if your habits are killing you. You don't need another prophecy if your discipline is absent. Because small decisions are like a compass. They don't move you fast, but they decide where you end up. You can pray in the wrong direction. You can hustle in the wrong direction. You can shout, dance, fast, sweat, and still end up far from where you were supposed to be because you kept choosing easy over right, comfort over growth, feelings over principles. Let me talk to the tired ones. You didn't get tired because life hit you hard. You got tired because you've been leaking energy through small compromises. Saying yes when you should say no. Carrying people you should release. Explaining yourself to people who don't deserve access. Watching things that drain you. listening to voices that weaken you. You're exhausted not because you're doing too much, but because you're doing too much of what doesn't matter. Small decisions decide what drains you and what fills you. And let me talk to the dreamers. Your dream is not dying because it's impossible. It's dying because you're feeding it once a month and feeding distractions every day. Dreams don't respond to intention. They respond to investment. And investment is made in small daily decisions. Showing up when you don't feel like it. Practicing when nobody is clapping. Studying when nobody is watching. Preparing when nobody is paying. You don't wake up successful. You wake up consistent. Hear me like never before. Hell is not always a place of fire. Sometimes hell is the life you could have lived if you had made better small decisions. Standing one day face to face with potential you never used. Strength you never built. Discipline you never developed. Impact you never made. And realizing nobody stopped you. Nobody blocked you. Nobody cursed you. You just kept choosing easy. Small decisions decide your identity. You don't become confident by shouting affirmations once. You become confident by keeping small promises to yourself daily. You don't become strong by one intense workout. You become strong by showing up consistently. You don't become spiritual by one powerful prayer. You become spiritual by daily alignment. What you repeatedly do, you eventually become. And what you repeatedly avoid, you eventually fear. Let me warn you. What you tolerate today will dominate you tomorrow. That small habit you keep excusing will soon require a cage to control. That small attitude you keep laughing at will soon cost you relationships. That small laziness you keep defending will soon rob you of opportunities. Life does not punish you for big mistakes alone. Life collects interest on small ones. But listen, this is not just a warning, this is a weapon. Because the same way small decisions can destroy you, small decisions can rebuild you. One prayer a day can resurrect your spirit. One page a day can rewire your mind. One disciplined choice can restore your self-respect. One honest conversation can heal years of damage. One courageous step can change the direction of your entire bloodline. You don't need to do everything. You need to do something, consistently. Stop waiting for a big moment. Big moments are created by small obedience. Stop waiting to feel ready. Readiness is built by repetition. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation follows movement. Make the small decision to stand up when you want to sit. To speak when you want to hide. To try again when you want to quit. To choose discipline over drama. Purpose over pleasure. Vision over vibration. Hear this like thunder. Your future is not decided by what you do occasionally. It is decided by what you do habitually. Heaven is watching your private choices. Destiny is responding to your daily patterns. Angels move when alignment is consistent. God trusts people who are faithful in little. Because little is not little when it is repeated. So today, I'm not asking you to change your life. I'm asking you to change your next decision. Your next response. Your next habit. Your next hour. Because history is not changed by explosions alone. It is changed by accumulation. And one small decision made today, repeated tomorrow, sustained over time, will either build the life you pray for or bury the potential you cry about. Choose wisely. Choose deliberately. Choose courageously. Because the most dangerous power in the world is not a big choice. It is the small decision you make and repeat without thinking. And today, you will think. Today, you will choose. Today, you will decide who you are becoming. And because you are thinking now, let me push you deeper, because awareness without action is still deception. You can clap to truth and still die in the lie if you don't move. The danger is not ignorance alone, the danger is familiarity. You've heard this before, but hearing is not changing. Knowing is not becoming. And this is how small decisions trap intelligent people. You know better, but you delay better. You understand, but you postpone obedience. You are informed, but you are inconsistent. And inconsistency is a silent assassin. It doesn't stab you once, it bleeds you slowly. See how it connects. Small decisions shape habits, habits shape character, character shapes destiny. That's the chain. Break it anywhere and the future collapses. You don't wake up with a broken character, you negotiate with it daily. You tell yourself, just this once, and character listens. You say, I'll start tomorrow, and discipline hears you. You say, nobody will know, and integrity steps back. And every time you excuse yourself, something inside of you learns how to betray you. That's why the hardest person to trust later becomes yourself. Because you trained your soul to break promises. And now let me take it further. Small decisions don't just affect you, they affect what responds to you. Favor follows patterns. Opportunities follow preparation. Elevation follows alignment. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you practice. Life is not random, it is responsive. Heaven is not confused, it is consistent. When you show up late to your own growth, don't be shocked when destiny delays you. When you treat your calling casually, don't be surprised when doors treat you casually too. Because life mirrors the respect you have for yourself. And because you are thinking now, let me push you deeper, because awareness without action is still deception. You can clap to truth and still die in the lie if you don't move. The danger is not ignorance alone, the danger is familiarity. You've heard this before, but hearing is not changing. Knowing is not becoming. And this is how small decisions trap intelligent people. You know better, but you delay better. You understand, but you postpone obedience. You are informed, but you are inconsistent. And inconsistency is a silent assassin. It doesn't stab you once, it bleeds you slowly. See how it connects. Small decisions shape habits, habits shape character, character shapes destiny. That's the chain. Break it anywhere and the future collapses. You don't wake up with a broken character, you negotiate with it daily. You tell yourself, just this once, and character listens. You say, I'll start tomorrow, and discipline hears you. You say, nobody will know, and integrity steps back. And every time you excuse yourself, something inside of you learns how to betray you. That's why the hardest person to trust later becomes yourself. Because you trained your soul to break promises. And now let me take it further. Small decisions don't just affect you, they affect what responds to you. Favor follows patterns. Opportunities follow preparation. Elevation follows alignment. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you practice. Life is not random, it is responsive. Heaven is not confused, it is consistent. When you show up late to your own growth, don't be shocked when destiny delays you. When you treat your calling casually, don't be surprised when doors treat you casually too. Because life mirrors the respect you have for yourself. This is why pressure exposes people. Under pressure, you don't rise to the occasion, you default to your habits. And habits are built in private, through small decisions. When life squeezes you and excuses fall away, what comes out is not who you pretend to be, it's who you practiced being. That's why some people collapse under responsibility while others rise. It's not talent, it's training. It's not anointing alone, it's alignment. It's the small decisions you made when nobody forced you. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Small decisions determine your tolerance. What you allow near you. What you allow inside you. What you allow to stay around you. You don't lose standards overnight, you lower them gradually. You start laughing at what you once corrected. You start accommodating what you once confronted. You start normalizing what once disturbed you. And when your spirit stops being disturbed, your fall is already in motion. Because conviction is the alarm system of destiny, and small decisions are how people silence it. Watch how everything connects. Once conviction is silenced, discipline weakens. Once discipline weakens, consistency breaks. Once consistency breaks, confidence erodes. Once confidence erodes, fear grows. And once fear grows, you start making even smaller, safer, weaker decisions. You play small. You shrink. You hide. You settle. And then you start calling survival, peace, and avoidance wisdom. That's not peace, that's fear in a nice outfit. But listen, the same chain works in reverse. One small courageous decision awakens conviction. Conviction strengthens discipline. Discipline builds consistency. Consistency births confidence. Confidence attracts opportunity. Opportunity demands growth. Growth reveals purpose. And purpose releases power. It always starts small. Always. Nobody steps into greatness in one leap. They step into it one aligned decision at a time. This is why excuses are expensive. They feel cheap in the moment, but they charge compound interest. Every excuse you make today demands a bigger sacrifice tomorrow. Every delay today requires double effort later. That's why procrastination is not laziness, it's disrespect to future you. You are stealing strength, time, and peace from the person you are becoming. And future you will either thank you or curse you, not for what you dreamed, but for what you decided. Let me make this plain. Your phone habits are small decisions. Your sleep habits are small decisions. What you watch repeatedly is a small decision. Who you listen to is a small decision. What you tolerate in relationships is a small decision. How you talk to yourself is a small decision. And these decisions are not neutral. They are votes. Every day you vote for the life you will live. You are either voting for discipline or decay, growth or stagnation, purpose or pleasure. There is no standing still. There is no neutral ground. You are becoming something, whether you are intentional or not. And this is where people get angry, because accountability feels like attack to an undisciplined mind. But truth is not attacking you, it's inviting you. Inviting you to wake up. Inviting you to stop blaming seasons, systems, people, and demons for patterns you refuse to break. You cannot rebuke what you tolerate. You cannot pray away what you practice. You cannot fast out of habits you keep feeding. Change does not respond to tears alone, it responds to decisions. Now hear this carefully. God will forgive you instantly, but life will still require discipline. Mercy covers sin, but principles still govern outcomes. Grace is not an excuse to be careless, it is empowerment to be consistent. And consistency is proof of honor. When you honor small things, heaven entrusts you with bigger ones. When you despise small beginnings, destiny delays you until you learn respect. So today, you don't need a dramatic overhaul. You need a dangerous awareness. Awareness that every small decision is shaping the future you will eventually complain about or celebrate. Awareness that the life you admire in others is built on daily choices you are currently avoiding. Awareness that greatness is not hidden, it is habitual. And now it comes down to this moment. This breath. This second. Because the next decision you make will either reinforce who you've been or introduce who you're becoming. And the most powerful thing you can do right now is not shout, not cry, not promise, but decide. Decide to do the small thing right. Decide to be consistent. Decide to honor the process. Decide to stop negotiating with weakness. Decide to choose growth even when it's boring, lonely, and uncomfortable. Because one day, sooner than you think, you will wake up inside the life your small decisions built. And it will either feel like freedom, or a prison you furnished yourself.
And now let me take you somewhere deeper, because there is another layer people rarely talk about. Small decisions don't just shape outcomes, they shape perception. What you repeatedly choose trains your eyes on what to see and what to ignore. That's why two people can be in the same environment and live completely different lives. One sees opportunity, the other sees obstacles. One sees lessons, the other sees insults. One sees responsibility, the other sees pressure. And it's not intelligence, it's conditioning. Your daily decisions condition your mind to either look for escape or look for expansion. This is why victims are not created by tragedy alone, they are sustained by interpretation. When small decisions teach you to avoid responsibility, your mind learns to outsource blame. You start pointing fingers because your habits trained you not to look inward. But when small decisions train you to take ownership, your mind becomes powerful. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What now?" And that shift right there is the difference between people who repeat cycles and people who break bloodlines. See how it connects? Once your perception changes, your reaction changes. And reaction determines momentum. Momentum is not luck, it's accumulated response. How you respond to inconvenience. How you respond to correction. How you respond to boredom. How you respond to silence. Life is testing you in moments that don't look like tests. And the test is simple. Will you default to your old pattern or will you choose a higher one? Small decisions answer that question daily. And here's another truth that cuts deep. Small decisions determine your threshold for pain. People who run from small discomfort create lives filled with big regret. People who endure small discomfort build strength for larger battles. Discipline is nothing more than choosing the pain that pays later over the pain that charges interest. Because pain is unavoidable. You either pay it up front in effort, or you pay it later in consequences. And the bill always comes due. This is why avoidance is expensive. Avoiding the hard conversation creates years of resentment. Avoiding structure creates chaos. Avoiding self-examination creates repeated failure with new names. And avoidance always disguises itself as wisdom. I'm protecting my peace. No. Sometimes you're protecting your patterns. Peace is not the absence of conflict, it's the presence of order. And order is built by small, intentional decisions. Now let's go further. Small decisions determine what kind of voice dominates inside you. The voice of discipline or the voice of desire. The voice of truth or the voice of comfort. You strengthen the voice you obey. Every time you obey comfort, comfort gets louder. Every time you obey discipline, discipline gets clearer. Eventually one voice becomes so dominant that you call it who I am. But it's not who you are, it's who you trained. This is why freedom is internal before it is external. Chains don't always look like chains. Sometimes they look like habits you defend. Sometimes they look like routines you refuse to question. Sometimes they look like personalities you hide behind. That's just how I am. No. That's how you've been deciding. And decisions can change. And here's another truth that cuts deep. Small decisions determine your threshold for pain. People who run from small discomfort create lives filled with big regret. People who endure small discomfort build strength for larger battles. Discipline is nothing more than choosing the pain that pays later over the pain that charges interest. Because pain is unavoidable. You either pay it up front in effort, or you pay it later in consequences. And the bill always comes due. This is why avoidance is expensive. Avoiding the hard conversation creates years of resentment. Avoiding structure creates chaos. Avoiding self-examination creates repeated failure with new names. And avoidance always disguises itself as wisdom. I'm protecting my peace. No. Sometimes you're protecting your patterns. Peace is not the absence of conflict, it's the presence of order. And order is built by small, intentional decisions. Now let's go further. Small decisions determine what kind of voice dominates inside you. The voice of discipline or the voice of desire. The voice of truth or the voice of comfort. You strengthen the voice you obey. Every time you obey comfort, comfort gets louder. Every time you obey discipline, discipline gets clearer. Eventually one voice becomes so dominant that you call it who I am. But it's not who you are, it's who you trained. This is why freedom is internal before it is external. Chains don't always look like chains. Sometimes they look like habits you defend. Sometimes they look like routines you refuse to question. Sometimes they look like personalities you hide behind. That's just how I am. No. That's how you've been deciding. And decisions can change. And here's another truth that cuts deep. Small decisions determine your threshold for pain. People who run from small discomfort create lives filled with big regret. People who endure small discomfort build strength for larger battles. Discipline is nothing more than choosing the pain that pays later over the pain that charges interest. Because pain is unavoidable. You either pay it up front in effort, or you pay it later in consequences. And the bill always comes due. This is why avoidance is expensive. Avoiding the hard conversation creates years of resentment. Avoiding structure creates chaos. Avoiding self-examination creates repeated failure with new names. And avoidance always disguises itself as wisdom. I'm protecting my peace. No. Sometimes you're protecting your patterns. Peace is not the absence of conflict, it's the presence of order. And order is built by small, intentional decisions. Now let's go further. Small decisions determine what kind of voice dominates inside you. The voice of discipline or the voice of desire. The voice of truth or the voice of comfort. You strengthen the voice you obey. Every time you obey comfort, comfort gets louder. Every time you obey discipline, discipline gets clearer. Eventually one voice becomes so dominant that you call it who I am. But it's not who you are, it's who you trained. This is why freedom is internal before it is external. Chains don't always look like chains. Sometimes they look like habits you defend. Sometimes they look like routines you refuse to question. Sometimes they look like personalities you hide behind. That's just how I am. No. That's how you've been deciding. And decisions can change. And here's the painful part. Regret is not loud at first. It whispers. It waits. It shows up years later when energy is lower and responsibilities are heavier. Regret doesn't come from one big mistake, it comes from a long relationship with small neglect. That's why wisdom screams early, before damage becomes permanent. That's why this message feels heavy. Because something in you knows it's true. But let me balance this fire with hope. Because redemption also works through small decisions. Healing is not one moment, it's many aligned choices. Restoration is not magic, it's movement. Confidence is rebuilt by doing what you said you would do, again and again, especially when nobody is watching. And self-respect grows every time you choose integrity over impulse. This is how leaders are forged. Not by charisma first, but by credibility. And credibility is earned through consistency in small things. That's why people who can't manage themselves can't be trusted with influence. Influence magnifies patterns. It doesn't change them. So before God enlarges your platform, life checks your patterns. And patterns are nothing but repeated small decisions. So hear this as a final piercing truth in this moment. You are not waiting on destiny. Destiny is waiting on your discipline. You are not behind because you lack talent. You're behind because you keep choosing comfort over construction. And the moment you decide differently, not dramatically, but daily, the trajectory of your life begins to bend. Not tomorrow. Not next month. Now. In the next decision. In the next response. In the next hour. Because small decisions don't announce when they change your life. They just do. And the question is no longer, do you understand? The question is, what will you choose next? And that question is where everything comes together, because this is not an ending, it is a mirror. What you choose next is not about motivation, it is about mastery, mastery of self, mastery of impulse, mastery of direction. Once you understand that life bends slowly before it breaks suddenly, you stop treating small decisions like they are harmless. You start treating them like tools, because tools either build or destroy depending on how they are used. This is the moment you stop asking God for a new life and start offering Him new obedience, not loud obedience, not emotional obedience, but quiet, consistent obedience. The kind that shows up when nobody is watching. The kind that shuts down distractions without announcing it. The kind that chooses growth when it feels invisible. Heaven does not reward noise, it rewards alignment. And alignment is proven in what you do when there is no applause. When your small decisions change, your identity changes. Your posture changes. Your voice changes. Your tolerance changes. You stop chasing validation because your habits have validated you. You stop begging for confidence because consistency has built it. Not arrogance, authority. Not hype, stability. This is how cycles end. Not with anger, but with order. Not with declarations, but with decisions. Bloodlines shift when daily patterns shift. And one day, long after the emotion fades, your life will stand as evidence that small decisions, made faithfully, carry generational power. So don't wait for the perfect plan, the perfect season, or perfect confidence. Start with a perfect decision, the decision to be consistent, disciplined, and deliberate. Because years from now, when people ask how you changed, how you rose, how you built what you built, you won't have a dramatic story. You'll have a simple one. You decided differently. Daily. Quietly. Relentlessly. And that is the dangerous power of small decisions. Let's pray, child of destiny. Father God, we come before you with open hearts and clear minds. We ask that you search us, not just in our big moments, but in our small ones. Expose every habit, every pattern, every quiet decision that is working against the future you designed for us. Give us the strength to choose discipline when comfort is tempting. Give us courage to obey when nobody is watching. Give us wisdom to understand that consistency is power and alignment is authority. Break every cycle of delay, distraction, and compromise. Restore our self-respect. Rebuild our discipline. Realign our steps. Let our small decisions begin to produce great fruit. And may our lives become proof that faithfulness in little creates greatness in much. In Jesus' name, amen. Child of Destiny. If this message spoke to you, don't let it end here. Subscribe so you stay connected to messages that sharpen your mind, strengthen your spirit, and realign your purpose. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, because one message can redirect a life. And remember, don't just listen, decide.